My friends, I thought I would do a follow-up to a video I did a couple weeks ago showing how the construction is being done. The steel is going up at UNC Health Blue Ridge in Morganton, North Carolina. This is our Morganton campus. This is going to be part of our new expansion, which is going to probably increase the size of our hospital by about a third. So this is where I work. I do marketing for these folks and websites and videos and photography and such. And it's a great hospital system. It's been a wonderful place to work. We were part of Atrium Health, prior to that, part of Carolina's healthcare system. Now we are affiliated for the last couple of years with UNC Health, who are just awesome, great people. And some of the best folks to work with, great doctors, great healthcare, good people, and really committed to the community. But every so often, like every probably third week or so, I'll do a flight with my Mavic Air2S. Now this is not particularly glorious flying or anything here. I'm not trying to show off of my flying. I'm trying to actually position the camera in places where I can grab stills from this. So you never know what's going to happen and what would look kind of good. So usually I just fly around and I don't shoot photos, I shoot video. You see some sparks going on in there in that shadows there toward the bottom third. In the middle, that's where they're doing some welding. I thought that was kind of cool. I couldn't even see it on my cell phone when I went back and looked later. I was using my cell phone for a monitor, but when I came back and looked later, I could see there was a lot of welding going on inside. And I think this one is fun to watch, this video, because you get to see a lot of the people at work. So you look down on the lower levels, they'll be finishing some concrete out with little carts and stuff. And over here to the far right at the bottom there, I don't know, track-hoeing out some stuff, pouring more concrete. There's a steel worker up there to the right, about middle of the screen there, far right. And I come back around and looking. I was trying to see if he'd ever noticed that I was there. I don't know that he ever really did. Look down the bottom down there. There's one of those little things that I guess hauls concrete around. So I think they just load those things up. They had several of them, and they're pushing those little things around and I guess dropping concrete into new places. So I was being somewhat careful here because I didn't want that crane to swing around and swing a cable or something into me. So again, this is all about being cautious, but still, this is fun. It's fun for me to share stuff like this. So this that we're looking at now is the huge pad that the rest of the hospital is going to sit on. It's going to be an emergency department, a new ED or emergency department. It's going to be, a lot of patient rooms. This one's going to be built so that we can land the helicopter on top of the hospital. In times past, we've got a pad that's up the hill, probably 150 yards north of where we're looking right now. But soon, the helicopters will be able to land with urgent people who need, immediate help. They'll be able to fly in and out. So yeah, I thought this was kind of a cool shot here of just the guys, whatever they're digging a hole for. So this video, to me, again, is fun because of getting to see the workers. And I hope I'm not boring you with my comments. I'll not talk all the way through this. I may stop at some points. But as you can see, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's going to be 6 floors. So I think there's one more floor that's going to go up on top of that. One of the shots that I get later shows all the steel laid out there. I actually fly over it real closely and look at all the pieces of steel, which I guess are marked, and they're putting this all together according to some plan, naturally. But you get to see all those pieces of steel. Here's where I probably got within 35, 40 feet of this guy here that's up there on the steel rail, and I don't think he ever saw me. Of course, there's a lot of noise going on. I didn't save any ambient noise. There you can see beyond the crane all that steel laid out there, but I'll fly across all that here in a little bit. So what I try to do, these images, these stills that I capture from these, I export them, I open them up, and they're 5K images, 5.3K. And so they're big old images, 5,300 pixels wide. And and I export them, usually save them as a PNG file. I go through a conversion process where I change them to a DNG so that I can open them in Camera Raw, and then I can do some really nice manipulation of the shadows and colors and stuff, and then I provide those images to my administrators through a SmugMug. And I set up a SmugMug gallery and probably give them 50 or 60 images that they can use in their reports and stuff. It's a pretty cool shot of the top of the crane, which the crane is probably a football field tall. I'd say it's at least 300 feet. Nice shot of the flags and everything there. Now I'm backing off to get a full campus shot, so you can see how much that's going to add. There's going to be steel on top of that pad there, like it is to the top of the crane, or to the bottom of the crane, just past it. It's a good shot of Grandfather Mountain off in the distance there, and then back off to the left now you can see, now coming middle screen, you can see Table Rock and Hawksbill, and then there are the Black Mountains back off in the distance, Mount Mitchell way off in the distance, kind of just barely visible in the haze. And so those are the highest mountains in the eastern United States, and definitely in North Carolina. So there's a good shot, and that shows Interstate 40 exit 105. That's where the traffic's going there. And now and again, I need a good picture of I-40 and to show where we're located or whatever. So I'm doing a nice little arc. I never program any of these arcs; I always do them manually. So forgive me, for my flying not being fantastic. Now, to the right of the hospital there's like a gravel area. There's a black truck or something parked on it. That is the building I used to work in, used to stand there. It used to be our old professional office building. Now it's going to be a parking lot, I suppose. And they've built a lot of new parking areas, but that whole little mound there, about center of the screen now, that used to be where my building was. I was in an office there for 6 or 7 years. The building to the right with the parking lot on it, kind of down in the hole there, is Pfeiffer Wellness Center. Pfeiffer, P-H-I-F-E-R Wellness Center. That is our big genome swimming pool. I started swimming there back in August. Lost about 60 pounds from swimming and working out there and other places, and really a whole lot of walking my dog miles and miles and trying to eat right. So that's been kind of cool. This is usually a lot of times I'll back off and get the whole campus in case we ever need to use it for maps. We have a mapping department, and sometimes shots like this become very important. The areas to the left up there, upper left, some of that across the road is not us. Most of the stuff on the right hand side of the road up there, which is Parker Road, East Parker Road, all that stuff does belong to the hospital. We have an education center up there. We have human resources up there, several physician practices. So I'm just kind of coming around, getting various angles there that might be used for mapping. I'm over the top of the Hampton Inn now. Up on the hill to the right, you see a building up there in the right. That's the health department, the Burke County Health Department. And if you see the little red car sort of mid-upper of the screen, that's where I'm standing under some trees there operating the drone. So that's where, I don't know if you can make me out or not, probably not. I'm going to try to post this in 5.3K. I think YouTube only represents it as 4K though. I think they kind of downsize it. So it's too bad. You really ought to see these in 5.3K to see just how really sharp these images are. The little Air2S has been a fine drone for the kind of work that I do. Normally just establishing shots, and then I say things that I do day in, day out here. I do some freelance work with it, but very little. Mostly it's just stuff I use day in, day out on my job. So again, you can see those. I think I come around the back side here again. There's more welding that's going on down in there. So I think this is the, I'm trying to remember what I did. This was all shot yesterday. And I'm going to probably do an update of these about every 3 weeks, just sharing them online. I never share the video or we very seldom, if ever, use it inside. We use the photos. The photos that I generate from these are used for the, like I say, admin and our building team and various other reasons we might share imagery. Here's where I show all the steel laid out. But I like to share the video. I like to brag on the place where I work and show what's going on, and hopefully build some excitement through my little channel about what I'm a part of, because it's a big part of me. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to share this kind of stuff, even though it's of marginal use in the hospital to share a video of construction. I still think you folks who are my viewers could get a kick out of seeing something like this. That is a lot of steel, folks. So much more. Eventually there's going to be all of that filled up with steel. There'll be say elevator shafts and stuff in it. I'm not sure what the little triangle or the triangle diamond areas that are cut out exactly are. Wish I knew. It'd be fun to find out. Maybe I can ask one of the people on our facilities team, the people who were over the construction project. And yeah, I guess those are toolboxes there in the middle of the screen now that are up there on that floor. At first I thought they were couches or something where they went and rested when I was watching it from my cell phone. Like I said, I'm monitoring all this from an iPhone 12. So until you get back, you don't see the full resolution or know 100% what you're getting. The building to the upper right there used to be part of our organization, but it's not. It's called Grace Heights. It is a health and rehabilitation center. So there you go. Our current emergency department is just behind that. It's just the about 2-story part of the building there. So this is going to be huge emergency department, and I'm sure there'll be radiography or radiology. There'll be all kinds of different treatment spaces there. There'll be diagnostic imaging. I don't know. There'll come a time that I'll go over there and do a tour of it, probably early next year or something. Over at our Valdez location, we've built a new cancer center, and maybe I'll share some video of that in the future too. We have a really long-standing cancer center at UNC Health Blue Ridge. It's been around. It's one of the longest accredited ones in North Carolina, maybe the oldest one that's been accredited, at least for radiation oncology, maybe not medical oncology, hematology and all, but I think definitely for radiation oncology. So this is kind of drawing to a close. I got maybe another minute and a half here or so of flying. I like to get everything from kind of up on high too. Again, you never know what the administrators are going to want. As I say, what I do, I watch these videos, I do screen captures from it on my Apple, doing a control command 4 or something like that, I think it is, or 3. I'm having a hard time remembering what exactly I do. I know how to do it, but I don't know how to say it. But I screen capture various different frames, and every frame of this, whether it's moving or not, looks great. It shoots very sharp video, which translates into nice photos. Here's my good little ride out sort of to I-40 in case I need. Sometimes you're doing a video and you got to say, hey, we're located off of exit 105, Interstate 40, and here's a good little establishing shot I can show of that. I-40 is one of the busiest roads, I guess, in America. It doesn't look so bad there now, but it's 4-lane at this point, but it goes almost out to California. I don't know if it goes all the way to California, does it? I think it does. I know it goes out to the East Coast. And so the building dead center now is that's our, what's it called? Foothills Learning Center, Foothills Higher Education Center. Lower left there is a steakhouse, that's Longhorn. To lower right is the skating rink. And then we have Abley's restaurant in the bottom, and we have La Salsa's Mexican restaurant, and there's Zaxby's lower left now. That's the red roof thing is a car wash. God's been kind of a good buddy to me. I did some aerials when he opened that up. Town of Morganton was off in the distance there. Now I'm turning back. spinning around now to see where some of my office is, that kind of white roof back off to the left now. I was just seeing if I can see the office from there. All the dirt from this has been stored there in that thing. It's middle of the screen, lower part now. That's all dirt from the excavations. They've probably added 15 feet, or 12, 15 feet of dirt to that. It used to be all down in a little floodplain. Now I think that's going to end up being a great place to build something. I don't know what our leaders have figured out to try to do with it. So as I say, folks, this little tour is coming to an end. One last flyover of UNC Health Blue Ridge Morganton campus. We have like 30 different locations, but this is the big Morganton sort of flagship hospital that's going to be a hub for Western North Carolina through UNC Health. And there I am coming back. You see my little red car there to the right, me standing down under a tree. Peace to all who watch. Subscribe to the channel if you like. Hope you've enjoyed this.